Hello and welcome to Twerton Park for Bath City's Somerset rivalry game with Weston Super Mare. I'm Joe Acklam, your commentator for the first half of the half. Michael Powell will be doing the second of those, and summarising for us today is Rich Burgess.
Let's go.
I'll run you through the two 11s. First, the home side, Bath City. The pretty familiar lineup with Ryan Clark starting in goal, Joe Rains, Robbie Cundy, Jack Batten and Anthony Straker captaining the side along the back four. Of course, Robbie Cundy benefiting from the law that it will take about a week for a suspension to come through, having seen red on Saturday. The midfield will be Frankie Artis, Sean Rigg and James Morton in the middle, with Andy Watkins, Ryan Brunt and Adam Mann up front, with substitutes Kevin Amankwa, Matt Richards, John Mills, Dan Ball and Kieran Hodges. The yellow of Weston Super Mare this afternoon will be seen with Luke Purnell in goal, likely Bauer, Pope, Nurse and Diallo across the back, with Byrne and Kane holding midfield, Plummer, Welch, Swallow lining up behind Jamie Lucas, with Louis McGrory, Geffen Hill, Jake Lee, George Morris Edwards and Jack Goodall on the bench for the Seagulls this afternoon. City look to get back to winning ways in Marama National League South. Referee just looking at his watch, setting himself ready to go, and we are underway at Twerton Park. The ball's rolled straight back to James Morton, who plays it in towards Brunt in the channel. It is the newly bleach blonde Jack Batten out from the back, looks to play straight in towards the front man Brunt, who's been held, and it'll be a free kick in an interesting position here for Bath City. Adam Mann has pulled out to this right flank with no one on him, and it has been passed into Adam Mann, who looks to get the ball across, and it hits into the body of Nurse, but it will come away now for Weston Super Mare. Here's Naby Diallo, plays out to the flankers, got away pretty quickly from the ex-Bath City man Ben Swallow. He'll be chased into the corner by Ryan Brunt, but he'll be unable to keep the ball in play. Cundy chips into the bank, and there's Joe Rains. He's got inside his fullback, has cut it back towards Adam Mann, but it's well cut out in that middle by Jason Pope, but it's only got away to Frankie Artis on this flank, gives inside. Adam Mann looks to get away here, gives it back out to Joe Rains. Joe Rains' cross comes in towards Artis, couldn't quite get the ball. Robbie Cundy heads forward, it's over the head. Here is Frankie Artis, he's got away from Kane and he's flipped into the channel. Here's Andy Watkins, he's away from Naby Diallo, and he's got space and run into. He's got to the byline to play it back, but it's deflected off Diallo. Here is Andy Watkins still going to get it across, and it's gone over the top and all the way out, and Frankie Artis will look to keep it in. The roll out from the far side. Here's Robbie Cundy, again sent off against Chelmsford, but a sort of glitch in the rules that allows him to play here. Adam Mann looking to get forward. He's got Joe Rains coming outside him. He's got away from Nurse. It's lovely from the former Froome player. Gets it in! And he'd have thought, given his form, Ryan Brunt would have buried that.
That was beautiful piece of football there by City.
He's just giving himself a bit of time. Frankie Artis will force him out too. Andy Watkins on that far side in his orange and green boots. It's played back. James Morton plays it out to the far side towards Adam Mann, but it's headed away by Nurse. Here's Rigg for Bath City, looking to come inside. Joe Rains has taken up a central position. Here's coming away. It's just flicked into Andy Watkins, who looks to shoot. And it's cleared the top of the bar, but more danger at the back for Weston Super Mare once again. It's knocked down through, and Joe Rains looks to get it in. Here's Adam Mann. He's got Rigg coming inside him. He's got a bit of space in front of that 18-yard box and looks to shoot! And it's just wide of the target. With a very good shot from him. The pitch just seemed to open up. It's Jared Welch looks to get it, and he did have a go, but it's pretty comfortable for Ryan Clark in the end. There is Anthony Straker. Gives it back towards James Morton. He's got Jared Welch trying to close them quickly. Here's Frankie Artis, got men ahead, finds Adam Mann. His touch isn't the best, but keeps it. He couldn't quite get beyond the centre-back, Pope. And he's looking to come forward, but it's loose, and it will come for Joe Rains on this right flank. Comes inside to James Morton. Jared Welch slips, which allows more time for the Bristol City loanee. Here's Adam Mann, looks to get Ryan Brunt in behind. He looks to finish, but his shot straight at Purnell. And it was pushed back against him and into the side netting.
Superb by Adam Mann. Great delivery in the end to Brunt.
Bath City get the ball back. Sean Rigg looking to run away from Pope, and he's look to go in between fullback and defender and doesn't. Comes back across. Sean Rigg, and it's headed away by Matthew Powell for a corner to the Romans. It's headed straight back by Alex Byrne, but it only comes to Frankie Artis, who looks to find Andy Watkins on the far side, or running the space he's got towards Naby Diallo. He's looking to stand up his mark and jink beyond him, and looks to go this way, and that way in the end sort of runs into Naby Diallo and wins the free kick. He's of course formerly Barcelona. Sean Rigg plays into the middle, it's gone over the head, and Robbie Cundy looked to flick it, but he didn't really get enough on it, and it's a bit tame in the end.
Yeah, difficult for Cundy there. It came to him low, he had to stoop to try and head it.
Here's Jared Welch, and come forward, knocks it off to Jamie Lucas, who spins into the channel. He's got Swallow looking to get away from him. He does so, gives it in. Here's Anthony Straker looking to hold him up, but it's good work from Swallow on the flank, and it's to head away by Joe Rains. It's bounced into a corner, and it's played against the post, and Jamie Lucas has somehow missed from a yard out.
Well, I'm sad to say Jamie Lucas has just missed an open goal there. Everybody watched the ball gently pop off the post as everybody missed it as well.
Blonde haircut that he was sporting on Saturday. His ball forward is poor though, easily cut out by Kane, but he's dispossessed by Artis. Now drives forward, 25 yards out. Artis across to Mann, looks to play it back to Artis, who was brought down, and it will be a free kick to Bath City, about 5 yards outside the area. Jerry Gill and Jim Rollo tell him exactly where to stand. It will be Rigg goes for it and bent it narrowly wide of the far post. Pennell rooted to the spot, and I think if it was inside that far post, he would have been caught out. Yeah, you kind of feel like the next person that gives away a foul or says something on the line probably will have a yellow card brandished in their face, just to try and get a little bit of control back from the referee and tell the players not going to get it all their own way. But of course, it is a derby. You expect it to be slightly feisty, as good pressing from Weston-super-Mare here. Win the ball back in the Bath City half. Batten rushed into a high clearance, which Powell comes charging forward and completely wipes out Frankie Artis just outside the centre circle. And as Rich correctly predicted, the next foul will result in a yellow card, and it's Matthew Bauer who's going to be the recipient. Rains then shows nice skill on the right-hand side. He then wins it back as it falls to Rigg, lays it off to Morton, 25 yards out, into feet of Watkins on the edge of the area. Out now to Rains on the right, looks to cut inside, still with Rains, he slips as he shoots, but Bauer kicks it away from in front of his goalkeeper and out for another Bath City corner kick. Couple men up from the back for Bath City. Here is Rigg, this is high towards the far post. Brunt gets to it though, nods it down, Mann still with it, back to Brunt, who then shows the little Rabona cross, but straight into the hands of Luke Pennell. 5 minutes to go until the interval. Byrne with the latest corner. This one's right on top of the keeper. Clark gets nowhere near it. Ball still alive, and it's nodded wide by Jacob Kane. It's another big chance for Weston-super-Mare, and the captain couldn't make the most of it. Jamie Lucas. Batten gets the better of him though, and then plays a nice ball into the feet of Mann. A little bit of space for the Bath City play. Still driving forward, man. Still going up to the edge of the area. His shot is blocked by Kane. Artis picks up the loose ball. Well, he's forced back to Straker, who's nearly on the halfway line. Back to Frankie Artis from the Bath City captain. Goes short into the feet of Watkins. Lays it off to Mann, who's going to go back to the man making his 150th National League South appearance, but there's a little bit too much on it. And ball finds Straker just inside the Weston-super-Mare half. Still with the Bath City captain, driving forward up against Diallo. Cross is blocked. Loose ball will find Welsh. Appeals for handball, but Bath City regain possession anyway. Straker now crosses in. Brunt chests it down. Still with Brunt. Back to goal. Looks to flick it around the corner, and then Watkins trips his man, Jason Pope. I think the half-time whistle will probably go, and it does, as Clark launches it forward. So goalless here at the half-time interval between Bath City and Weston-super-Mare in this Somerset derby, and maybe the last 15 minutes of that half weren't as great, but the opening half hour there was a really good tempo to the game. Bath City had some chances, and then of course massive chance for Jamie Lucas off the post for Weston-super-Mare. So certainly a lively 45 minutes could be in store.
Weston-super-Mare still searching for their first win of the 2018-19 league campaign in Vanarama National League South. Played back, here's Jason Pope, dribbles beyond Sean Rigg, but almost finds Frankie Artis. Comes away, here's Jared Welch getting the ball back after the centre. He's away from Morton, who's careful not to go into the back of him, looks at a shoot from distance, and he really scuffed that one as he slipped to the floor. Joe Rains throws into the middle towards Ryan Brunt. He does win it, and he's gone to foul. There's a penalty kick. There was holding on the Bath City front man, and there's no real complaint in yellow, and Bath City will have a penalty to start this second half.
Yeah, and there wasn't much complaint either. The referee didn't have any hesitation, as you just said there, Joe. Very few players in the yellow of Weston Supermare have complained about this decision.
There's 12 yards standing between Sean Rigg and the goal. He steps up to it and goes to his right, and it's saved by Luke Purnell, down to his right. And Bath City look to set back into old ways as once again a penalty chance goes begging. Sean Rigg takes the corner, looks to get it in towards the back. It goes over Ray Cundy, but it's headed into the ground by Ryan Brown at the back post, but relatively comfortable for Luke Purnell. Jamie Lucas looking to set his man away on the far side. It is George Nurse looking to get away. He finds Tristan Plummer in the area, looks to punish Bath City, but Jack Batten got to ground. And certainly his newly dyed hair hasn't gone away in the hardness of his defending.
Now that was classic quality centre-back play there by Batten. It's a corner for City.
Rigg knocks it short. He finds Andy Watkins. His touch isn't the best, but keeps going, and Kane pushes him to the floor, and he's been booked for diving.
I'm not sure if he's booked for diving or handball or a little bit of both there, really, but no doubt about it. Watkins looking for the penalty. Experienced player there, but referee not fooled at all, and, well, he's got a yellow card for something.
Yeah, I think sort of one and the same, handball and a dive, because he's fallen on the ball. Start at the moment as Straker looks to head it, throw it up the line. Watkins has got beyond Diallo well and gone to ground, and I think he's about to book Naby Diallo for pushing the Bath City man to the ground. He's just trying to phase them out a little bit. Rolls inside to James Morton, whose pass isn't the best. It's behind Adam Mann, but it will come to Bath City's wide man. He comes inside, finds Frankie Artis, gives it off to Sean Rigg, who looks to come back on himself. He's got Ryan Brunt offering an option just in that half space. Coming inside here, and he's well tackled, but it will fall to Straker about 30 yards from goal. He's got a couple of options there. Look to find Watkins, and it will come for Brunt on the edge of the penalty. It looks to shoot, but it was never getting the power behind that shot. Kane is slowing the game down a little bit, gives it back to Alex Byrne, who'll find Tristan Plummer wide. He's got Nursing to go beyond, but Plummer's pass was blocked by Joe Rains. He's looking to twist and turn, but won't get beyond the Froome man. He's flicked it there. Joe Rains once again just outwitting the wide man, and he gets the ball and plays it long down the line towards Ryan Brunt. Chests it backwards, got Artis making a move for him and flicks it to him. Bath got a bit of an overload here on the counter. Andy Watkins on the right hand side. He's switched sides briefly, gets it inside, and Frankie Artis is touch, just keeping it alive for the moment. Adam Mann gets the ball, comes back and looks to play into the middle. Sean Rigg! 1-0 to Bath City. He stands and rules, and he makes up for his earlier error. And it's Bath City 1, Weston Supermare 0.
And great play by Rigg there. What a cracking header that was. He wasn't that far out, but he absolutely buried it at the far post, perhaps 7-8 yards, giving Purnell no chance in the goal as well. It was Artis, a little flick on the outside, the right-hand side of the penalty area that created the opportunity for him to actually put the ball in. And the advantage there was that City had loaded that right-hand side as we looked so much that Rigg had the opportunity to ghost in towards the far post, hit it in.
Brunt once again battling for it. Alex Byrne's been robbed in midfield, but it will come forward once again. Here's Jared Welch looking to get away from James Morton just inside his own half. Spins out to the far side. Ben Swallow's got beyond Anthony Straker here. He's got into a dangerous position. He's come in off the wing and looks to shoot, but he didn't get the curl he wanted on it, and it glides into that Bristol end. Gives it backwards towards Alex Byrne. Sean Rigg outmuscles them this time. He's looking to dart away, gets away from Kane, gives it out to Watkins. He's got Diallo for company, but goes back to Straker, gives it inside. Adam Mann, he's fluid football here, and Watkins flicks it on. Ryan Brunt looking to get away, but it's flicked away by Kane. Looks to come for Artis, who volleys it into the crowd behind the goal. Matthew Bauer plays it down the line. Here's George Nurse. He looks to get beyond Rains and flashes it across, but well caught by Ryan Clark. He plays it forward inside the centre circle. Here's Alex Byrne, whose pass to Plummer wasn't brilliant. He forced it outside him. Nurse is getting a lot of room down this side. It's played across, but got away by Robbie Cundy. Here is Frankie Artis, who sort of checks himself inside, looking to get runners forward. Straker's made a marauding run beyond and wasn't really used by Frankie Artis. Andy Watkins goes back. James Morton under a little bit of pressure, but plays his pass across to Rigg, who's clips it across now. Here's Joe Rains, who's looking to run at George Nurse. Coming inside, Adam Mann picking up a central position. Here's Sean Rigg, got a bit of space and looks to shoot. And it's deflected beyond, and it's into the back of the net. I think it's come off Joe Rains' last, and there's indicating it's his. But it's 2-0 to Bath City. Whoever goal has scored it.
Well, I think that was Rains as well. It was the shot initially coming in from Rigg. Rains running across, and I think he came off the back of his heel, perhaps the back of his foot. We shall see. He immediately looked at the linesman as well, and I think the goalkeeper Pennell's still asking the linesman how that wasn't offside. Certainly not intentional, but 2-0 to City either way round.
It's been an excellent first start to the second half by Bath City.
It's now with Welsh, 10 yards inside the City half. Plays it down the left-hand side for Nurse. A good ball. Nurse flashes it across the area. Batten, excellent defending. Morton then hooked it out to the right-hand side, but Nurse once again given licence to go forward, and his delivery has, on the whole, been excellent so far. As Diallo somehow breaks Ryan Brunt in the air, but Bath City do pick up the loose ball. It's now with Anthony Straker. Plays it forward into Brunt. Diallo is there to meet him again, but Mann finds the loose ball, cuts inside, and now plays it forward. Brunt, he's onside, through into the area. Ryan Brunt, chance, slides it past Pennell, off the post and wide.
Beautiful play by Brunt there. Apart from the finish, he did everything so right.
Yeah, the less said about the Weston offside trap, the better. As Joe Candy batting away, goes in strongly on Welsh, but did get plenty of the ball. Artis tries to skip away, but is dispossessed. And now with Jacob Kane, the Weston Supermare captain, looks to skip away, plays it forward. Welsh still down on the far side, but his teammates are just getting on with it.
I can't believe they're not putting the ball out. Your teammate is down outside the box, and you're carrying on playing football at the moment. That ball should be out of play.
Back now with Jason Pope. Welsh is still down, clutching his...
This is incredible. What, put the ball out.
The two, and they're not going to. It's now with Gethin Hill. Rains goes in on him, but it's still alive. Now it's flashed in by Nurse, flicks off Cundy, and Batten will hammer a clearance long. Brunt then...
Brunt puts the ball out of play. A disgraceful play from your teammates. What does that say? That is your top goal scorer. Down, number one, arguably interfering with play should the ball go forward into that sort of area. But he's down just outside the 18-yard box on the far left-hand side as we look. And the ball, they had ample opportunity to put the ball out. They didn't actually put them under pressure, Bath City, and they carried on playing football. I beg of belief, that, to me.
Matt Richards is stripped and ready. It was number 7 up on the Bath City board, which means Andy Watkins, who made his 150th start for Bath City at this level this afternoon, will make way. No goal to show and only a booking. And for Weston Supermare, it will be Jake Lee coming on in place of the injured Jared Welsh.
So Jared Welsh, who lay on the ground, as I mentioned, for a good 90 seconds, 2 minutes, where his teammates tried to carry on playing football. No fake injury. The poor guy's off, and at the moment he's being carried around the back of the goal by the trainer as well. And obviously in some pain and distress, and just not good enough from his teammates.
Let's see if West Supermare give Bath City the ball back. Brunt was under pressure in the halfway, so he hooked it out from what he was doing. Here we will find whether they're going to think about it, and eventually they do go long through substitute Jake Lee, who rather sensibly gives the ball back to Bath City by putting it out for a goal kick. Bath City have the ball back, it deflects off Diallo, now with Adam Mann looking to drive forward. Lays it back to Artis. Now out to Rains on the right. Flicks it back into Mann, bit of space. Plays a nice 1-2 with Brunt. Mann 20 yards out, still going. Mann with a shot across the goal. It's a good save from Pennell, low down to his left-hand side. Will be a second substitution for Bath City here, and it's Ryan Brunt in that way, and John Mills will be coming on, so a like-for-like change up top for Bath City.
And I think Brunt's been excellent this afternoon. He led the line so well against a man perhaps 5 or 6 inches taller than him. He's dominated him at times as well. Great with the feet, always intelligent in what he's doing, and all round a really good performance by Brunt this afternoon.
Yeah, John Mills scored 140 goals in 3 seasons at Hereford, but yet to get off the mark so far for Bath City. But they'll have just over 10 minutes to try and put that right this afternoon. He's obviously seen limited game time. Thinks about a long-range strike, but it's well closed down by James Morton, who's then hacked down by the Weston-super-Mare captain, and that'll be a yellow card coming his way, I do believe. Yeah, the referee does have it out of his pocket, and that'll be the 5th of the afternoon, I believe. Striker now for John Mills. Mills, he's through here, up towards the edge of the area. Has to cut back inside, though. Still with Mills, 20 yards out. Some pace gone out of the attack, but he does lay it across to Adam Mann. Now back to Morton. Plays it forward again to Mills. Rigg now into Mann. Then he's off to Striker. Striker cuts inside, still with the captain, still going, and then it's saved. John Mills, point blank range. Pennell spread himself really well to block at the feet of the striker, and Adam Mann gives away a free kick on the edge of the area.
Intricate, delicate, lovely little bit of play by Bath City.
He's a foul throw given here against Matthew Bauer. Former Aldershot man goes into Mills, turns it back to his captain, who's closed down, looks to dink it forward. Mills now on the edge of the area, thinks about a shot, still with him, lays it across to Mann, 20 yards out, shot blocked. Next ball will find its way to Rains, who's driving forward, but he's dispossessed, and now Hill can bring it away. Out to Nurse on the left-hand side, knocks it past Artis easily, shows a good turn of pace, then delivers through his time. It's a great ball in, and header flying forward was Diallo from midfield. Met it first, I think there might have been a clash of heads in the middle, but once again, brilliant play by George Nurse down that left-hand side, and first time delivery was inch perfect. Diallo now with it in the centre of the pitch. Plays it out to Swallow on the right-hand side. Striker for company. Looks to go past him on the right. Varsity fullback Ridgey does well, but then loses that. It's a bit of a tangle off the pitch, and then he brings down Ben Swallow as he tries to come back onto it, and there will be a free kick for Weston-super-Mare, about half a yard outside the penalty box, right on the touchline, and it also will be a booking for the Bath City captain. Plays it in strongly, cuts off Richards, who then at the second attempt can clear long upfield. Mills charging away, and the ball ricochets off Jason Pope and out for a Bath City throw-in. Nice layoff to his captain Jacob Kane, just inside the centre circle, and runs into Frankie Artis as much as anything, and that'll be another booking. I think he could really get out of the way there, Artis, but we'll go into the notebook for his troubles, and that's up to 7 bookings for the match, I believe.
And 48 for Frankie Artis. I wonder how much it's cost him in fines over the years.
Yeah, a couple of big chances in the first half that could have put a different complexion on this game, but both of those were missed, as now it's a ball forward. Look for Mills in the area. Mills up against Pennell, gets to the byline, and the keeper can pounce on the loose ball. Maybe one final chance for the Seagulls to mount an attack, although Nurse loses out. And though Range tries to be a little bit cute, just about gets away with it, the man of the match, and in fact that is the full-time whistle here at Twiston Park. So Bath City have come out on top in this Somerset derby by 2-0. Sean Rigg made up for his missed penalty by heading in the opener, and then it was his shot which deflected in off Joe Rains for Bath City's second. Their 4th win of the season, and 3rd win out of 4 at Twiston Park, and they have bragging rights over their local rivals this afternoon. And Rich, on the balance of play, you'd have to say it was a deserved victory.
I think so, absolutely right, Mike. First 20-25 minutes, City in the ascendancy came out as they've come out so often this season, in terms of playing neat, concise, quality football, creating opportunities, and then Weston got themselves back in. Their best spell in the game from some margin was the second spell of the first half. One good chance, the ball just bouncing off the post, but they couldn't convert that. Half-time whistle came, more to the benefit of City ultimately than Weston-super-Mare, and then City came out, despite the penalty miss, created the opportunities, got the goals, albeit slightly fortuitously, and that really was that.
So it's a 9th consecutive away loss for Weston-super-Mare, and that means Bath City have bank holiday bragging rights over their local neighbours, courtesy of a 2-0 victory. Sean Rigg and Joe Rains, the goal scorers, but that's all from us. We'll be back on Saturday for that cheap trip to Rookery Hill and East Thurrock, a place that Bath City have some bad memories of in the past, but maybe this is their chance to put those right. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you on Saturday.